Alright guys, here we go. I did shoot this off the camera, this red. I just wanted to get an idea of what it looked like. We got plenty more to go into this hole, and I did, shoot it prematurely, but I just wanted to make sure that it's the color that I was looking for. I did mask off these sides, as you can see. Not that it mattered any, because we could have always painted over it, but I just like to keep things neat and organized. So, because those are going to be getting painted a different color. Those are going to be getting painted with the hole, I do believe. But we might have more stuff going on top of there. I haven't looked that far ahead yet. But anyways, I just wanted to get an idea of what this was going to look like. I'm happy with the color. See, it looks pretty nice. You can see our ribs that are in there now. Everything's standing out. It's nice and clean. And yeah. And like I said, this outside area here, this is going to be painted a different color. Alright, this is what I used for the inside of the hole, guys. It is a flat red primer, and the color call out for the hole is a red oxide. However, this is like very, very, very close, and I was happy with the color of it. That's why I did the test run at the beginning of this video, just to see what it looked like. But this is what I used. Rust-Oleum 2-time flat red primer. So there we go. And all right, here we go, guys. We are on step 3, and we're continuing to work on the interior of the hull. And here's our hull, as you've seen at the start of the video. Got that painted. And we got more that's going to be going in here, guys. I simply painted it just to get an idea of what it's going to look like. We're going to continue to add things in there, and then I can give it another shot of this this red that we have in here. And here are 2 sides of the inside of our hull. I'm not sure what the appropriate name is for that, but I'm going to call it the inside walls, okay? So yeah, we got lots going on here. I am going to do a little bit of detail painting inside of here, and that's why I got these out right now. I don't know if it'll ever be seen, but while we got it out here and it's easily accessible, I'm going to go ahead and paint like these boxes here, and on this side also. And then we have, let me get these out of the way. We're starting off on step 3 here, and we're going to be doing, looks like some type of a suspension, right? And it just says adjusting. I don't know if that means that those are adjusters, or they kind of look like shocks to me type deal. And we're going to be making 4 of these, and it looks like they go in all 4 corners of these interior walls. And I noticed a lot of people have just went ahead and glued these pieces in and then painted them the oxide red, as you know, with the rest of this. But I was looking down here, and it's showing that the bottom half, I'm going to call it a shock, the bottom half of the shock, they got it labeled as silver. And you can see that line goes right to that bottom side of that shock. So it makes me wonder if that's going to be visible in the completed kit or not. I'm going to go ahead and take the time, guys, and paint these up before I stick them onto the inside wall of this hull. And even if it's not seen, we'll know that that's completed, right? We'll know that there's a little bit of extra work in there. And then we're going to be moving into our drive chain. Yeah, so we'll have that coming up. Let's go ahead in this video here, guys. Let's go ahead and assemble these 4 adjusting shocks and get those painted up, and then we'll get those installed onto this interior wall, okay? So let's go ahead and do that. And then we'll move on getting into this drivetrain for the sprockets and things like that. All right, guys, so we'll be right back. Okay, and for the sake of time, guys, I went ahead and got these cut out and cleaned up, okay? So we got D3 and D2. Part D1 seems like it gets sandwiched between D3 and D2. No cement, so this will be movable. And then we're going to cap it off with a D10, okay? We're going to be making 4 of those. I'm going to do 1 on camera with you, and the other 4 I'll do off camera because they're actually identical all the way around. So we'll go ahead and get this one completed, and then we'll move on from there, okay? Be right back. Alright, so I got everything cleaned up and ready to go. And I did do a test fit and everything seems to be fine. So these two are going to be going together like this. And then we got this one going in between the two. We're going to sandwich that one in, which locks it in. And we can keep it so it swivels, okay? We're not going to be gluing that piece in. However, it does not seem that it needs to move once it's attached to the inside of the hull. There's nothing connected to it, but I guess it's just to make sure it lines up to where it's going to need to go, right? Once we get it hooked into here, it's going to go something like this. And then this piece right here is going to go like that, something in there, right? It's something like that. We'll figure it out. Let's see how it comes together. Let's go ahead and get this put together here. Oh, I need to make sure this is facing the right direction. Hang on, guys. So that looks like that's going to go like this. Let me get some glue out here. And this can only go one way. You can see it. There's pinholes there, so it is. You can't put the two wrong pieces together. That goes like that. And then this guy is going to go in here with this groove facing out, because we got a cap that's going in here. So that's going to go like this. And then like this. Okay, just like that. It's a nice tight fit. Look, hardly no seam. Very nice. And that's going to go like that. And then we have this cap that it's going to be going in there. So let's go ahead and do that. So far it's been fairly straightforward, guys. Nothing too complicated. But I think we got a whole lot more complicated stuff coming up. They're just getting us warmed up is what they're doing. Each time that we turn the page, it gets just a little bit more difficult. And that's going to go in there just like that. Look at there. And I am not going to be attaching that yet to its home. And like I said, this is going to be sitting. Let me look at my instructions. Oh, okay, hang on. So this is going to be going in here is what it looks like. And then this guy goes where? In here. It's going to go like that. I do believe. No. Hang on a second. Let me figure this out, guys. Be right back. Alright, guys. This is how it goes. I had it backwards. It's a tight fit, too. Look at that. Alright, so the top piece of this shock is going in right here. And it is a tight fit. You got to really give it in. There it goes. And then this piece is going right here as such. And again, another tight piece. I'll tell you what, with Trumpeter kits, guys, I mean, their fits are like exact. Even if you put a layer of paint on there, they do not want to go in. Or is it up? I'm pretty sure it's like that, right? Yeah, that one goes down there like that. There we go, like that. That's how it's going to sit. And we need to do 4 of these. I have not got these glued in yet. I'm going to pre-paint these before I install them, okay? And then we got these arms here. These are D13. And those are going to be going in here. Whoops. In here as such, right here. Just like that. Well, anyways, I'm not going to try to fit them in there, but that's going to go just like that, okay? And we need to do 4 of those. However, the back side does not get this piece here, but all four corners will have this shock assembly, okay? But I'm going to go ahead and paint these up separately. That way it kind of adds a little bit of detail, breaks up some of the stuff that we got going on this interior side hull. And I'm going to hand paint some of these boxes here. And like I said, I might be wasting my time. I don't know if that's going to be visible at the end of the build, you know, after we got everything built up around it. But it is there. They took the time to put them there. So I'm assuming they, you know, are there for a reason, the same as this shock here. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and detail those up just for the hell of it. If they don't show up, at least we know we did it, right? So, all right guys, we'll be back. And there we have it, guys. There's our assembled adjusting /shocks. And they all swivel. And it says not to glue these, but I think it's only because so that you don't mess up the placement, and when you're gluing it, you're able to put that where it needs to be, right? Because once it's in there, it's glued in and not moving anymore. So there we go. All four of them are completed. We're going to be putting one of these in each corner. And then we got two of these guys here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and get these primed and painted. And I'm thinking about doing these in a black. And then this part here, according to the instruction sheet, shows that as being a silver. And you can see the line goes right over to that bottom piece. So yeah, so we're going to paint that top part of it black. We're going to do silver inside of here. And then we're going to go ahead and glue it into our side of our holes. And then we'll move on from there, okay? And then it looks like I said we're going to be getting into the drivetrain portion of the hull, which doesn't look too complicated. So just a few pieces. So, all right, guys, let me go ahead and get these guys primed and painted. Lips, don't you fail me now. And then we'll come back and see what that looks like, okay? I'll see you guys in a few. All right, so I think I got the majority of the pieces that we are going to need for step 3. I got them cut out. They are cleaned up and ready to go, minus the primer and painting. And I have not done any assembly yet on these parts. And here is our side walls to our hull. And these two pieces go together as such. And again, there's a pin and a hole, so it'll only go one way. Let's just do a little quick test fit here. Oops. There we go, just like that, right? Okay, so I got that. I'm going to be gluing this together just like that. And then we have our cover that goes over our drivetrain, which is part C5 and C6, okay, one on each side. And then that piece I just showed you that we put together is this one here, C47, C51, sorry about that, okay. And then our adjusting shock assembly dilly bobbers, I have them painted, or not painted, I'm sorry, I got them primered, okay. And I am going to be hand painting this. Like I said, I've seen in a lot of builds that I've been watching of people doing this, that they attached it as plain plastic like this, and then they just went ahead and painted it along with their red brown. I think it calls out for an oxide red, which is basically a red brown, right? And I used that flat red brown, and here it is in case I didn't show you yet. This is it here, rattle can. And it came out nice. I think it's a good color. I think it's gonna, I mean, it matches the red oxide from what I can tell. I don't think anybody's going to be able to tell the difference. And all this is lower hull. We got all kinds of stuff going over top of that. And that's why I'm saying I'm going to be painting these things in here. And I'm going to be painting these shock things up here. And I might be wasting my time because they might be hidden once we, you know, start building up on this thing. But in my guessing, you know, they took the time to put those in here. So I'm not going to take any chances. I'm going to go ahead and paint them while they are still out and available before we get everything built up around it. And then, you know, in the event that they are visible and we have everything built up around them, they're going to be impossible to get to. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of those here. I'm going to go ahead and hand paint those along with these shocks here. We're going to be painting that red-brown that we got here. And this is calling for a metallic, what's it say? What's that say? Hang on a second. Let me see if I can find it again. And a metal black, it says. So what I'm going to use on that, I have some of this Tamiya metallic gray. It's a really dark gray and it's metallic. So I'm thinking I'm going to go with that. I don't know of anything that's like a metallic black. How would you read a metallic black? It's either going to be gloss or matte, right? So this actually has a metallic value to it. So it's a XF56 is from what I believe. I got a little bit of running going over the labeling here. And I used it on one of my previous builds. I don't remember which one it is. But it does have a metallic value to it. So I think that's going to look nice in there. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. I think that'll look nice on this piece here because some of that will be visible after that cover is put on. And that's going to be like something like this inside of there. So some of that will be seen. And that, again, I don't know. Once we build the hole, you know, up around that hole, maybe this all goes away. I'm not sure. But either way, we're going to take it step by step. We're going to paint everything as, you know, according to instruction. And yeah, so let's go from there. All right, guys, let me go ahead. Let's get these guys here. Let's go ahead and let's paint these. I'm going to go ahead and get these into prime, and then we can go ahead and paint those, and then we can start assembly. So we'll be right back. Alright, so we have all our parts painted and ready to go to complete step 3. And like you've seen in the video, I did take the time to paint these boxes and these lines here, whatever those might be going to. And I might have wasted my time. I don't know if those are going to show up in the final product, but just in the event that they did, it's going to add just a little bit more detail. And if it doesn't, it wasn't like that time consuming. It's not like we wasted a whole lot of time on it. But yeah, we're going to be as thorough as we can. Alright, so we got to get these guys in here. So let me see here how this goes. Okay, it looks like there's 3 of those, and there's 3 of these little clips on the inside. And it looks like each one of those grabs on like that. So let me get a little bit of glue in there. And we're just about done here with step 3, guys. And then we'll move right on into step 4. And every day we're just going to keep turning that page until we've completed this bad boy. Alright, let's see if we can make this happen here. Kind of looks like a tight fit. Is that on there? Oh, there it goes. I was going to say it wasn't seating properly, but now it is. That looks okay. Alright, let's do this one the same way. I did paint everything up, guys, all these little parts. I'm not sure what the correct color combination is for these, but I did break them up, just different colors, just to kind of, like I said, add some interest, just in the event that these parts are visible. There we go, that one went right in. Alright, cool. And if you look here, this piece is keyed. You can see that little notch right there. And that is going to be going... Where's my pointer at? Trying to show you with my big old grubby fingers. There is a little key spot right there. Let me get it up a little closer here so you can see it, right? So that is going to slide into this piece here. And I think on this one I am going to use a little bit of CA as opposed to the plastic cement, simply because it's painted. Hang on 1 minute, let me get my CA out. Okay, yeah, we're back. Yeah, wherever there's paint over the plastic parts, the plastic glue does not work as well, because the glue does not get to the plastic, so it can't melt it. There we go. Alright guys, here we go. And I don't know, yeah, these are directional actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Where's that keyhole? Okay, that's right there. See, this needs to go according to the instructions. This fits to the back. This piece needs to be, yes, facing the back, right? So that is this one. There we go. Let's see if we can line this up without making a big mess. Just like that. There we go. Okay. Let's make that happen one more time. Get on this other side here. Again, this one's keyed. You can see the indentation, and there is the male end of it right on top here. Alright, cool. That's simple enough. And now we just got these two covers that we need to get installed. And I think that's going to go something like there. Yeah, like that. There we go. Yeah, it's going to go like that there. That's kind of a funky fit though. Is that right? I mean, maybe that's not supposed to sit flush, but can you see the gap in there? Hang on, give me a minute, guys. Let me study this just a little bit more. Be right back. Okay, yeah, so that seems to be correct. So let's go ahead. Get some glue on these guys here and commit them to their home. And there's 2 points. You can see them right here, guys. Right here and right here. Those 2 holes are where these pins are going. Okay. Alright, there we go. Yeah, and that is not going to, I can see now what's going on here. That's not going to completely seat simply because we have this plumbing line that's running in behind this cover. You can see it coming out here. So, okay, that's the way that needs to go. So let's do this one here. And I'm just using regular CA, guys. Yeah. Here we go. Okay, so we got those in place. All we got now is our shock assemblies, guys, and then step 3 is complete. So let's go ahead and do that really quick, and we can end this video. And then on the next video, we'll pick back up on step 4. So let me start up with the other one because it shows it first. This one here. And put a little bit of glue around here. And it is a tight fit. This right here, we probably didn't even need to glue. I did do a test fit, and it took quite a bit of strength to get that to seat. Okay. You can see on top, I hear it pop. Alright, so now this needs to back up this way. Yeah, okay, so that's where that's going. Let's get a little bit of glue on there. Sometimes in the instructions they put things in front of things. You kind of gotta have to guess what's happening behind it, which was the case on this one. Here we go. Okay. And that's going like that, right? Well, good luck to us. Yeah. Okay. All right, there we go. That completes this left inside wall of our hull. Let's do the same thing on this one, and let's end this video. All right, cool. So it's looking pretty cool. Like I said, I might have done more work than I need to. I don't know how much of this is going to be visual after we get it into the hull and we start building, you know, above that. But I think it looks pretty sharp though, right? We got a lot of nice detail in there. The only thing we have left to do, guys, is put a little handle right in here. And I got him sitting right here. So let's see if we can make that happen. Let me find my tweezers here. And then I'm just gonna paint him black, I think. And I don't know that that's directional. Let me look at my instruction sheet really quick here. And it kind of shows it as in a down position. I know you probably can't see that. There it is. And that's going to go right there. And that completes everything in step 3. Other than that, we just need to attach it into our hull and turn the page. This is a tiny, tiny little piece here. So let me get this out of the way. So far, this build's been fairly straightforward, right? Nothing too complicated. Okay, here we go. Let's see if we can land this first try. We're kind of at an awkward angle because of the stuff underneath the tweezers. Yeah, I think that's pretty close. We're going to call that complete. Like I said, I just got to paint that guy black. We just give that a few minutes to dry. Alright, I think that handle is dry enough where we can get a little bit of paint on it. And then we're going to end it right here, guys. And we're going to pick back up in the next couple of days. And we're going to turn the page. We are going to be moving on to step 4. Page step by step. And this will complete step 3. Nothing too crazy so far, right guys? It's been pretty straightforward. And like I said, I might have done a little bit more than I needed to do on these side walls here of the hull, going crazy with all this detailing of these shocks and these this tubing and things like that. But I think it looks pretty cool. Hopefully it'll show up at the end. That would be really cool and make it worth our while for, you know, spending so much time on this. Alright guys, I'm going to leave it at that. Once I appreciate you guys following along. Watch for part 2 of our Trumpeter 116 German King Tiger build, where we're going to be picking up on step, let's see here, we just completed step 3. And I'm going to double check and make sure that everything's done before I turn the page, and I do believe it is. Okay, so next video guys, we're going to be attaching these sidewalls to the hull, and it looks like we've got a plate that's going to be going into the front here, and then we got some inside, I don't know what we would call those. It's going to be where the torsion bars go through, and that's going to be going on the inside of the hull also. So anyways, we're going to continue construction on the inside of the hull on the next video. If this doesn't take too long, we'll go into step 5 and we'll get started on that. Alright guys, everybody have a great week, and I will see you on the next video. Okay, bye bye.